Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Detox Designers Talk UX. Swami Vivekananda once said, "Arise, awake, and stop not till your goal is achieved." Welcome to another episode of Cracked. Today we have Shantanu with us, whose right amount of confidence helped him crack the interview at DigiCollect. Stay tuned to know how. Hello, Shantanu. Welcome to Detox. How are you doing today?
All good, Atul. How are
Good
you?
evening. I am doing great. How are
And
you
thank
doing?
you for having me. Great, I'm doing great. And thank you
Okay.
for having me here.
It's a
It's good to see
pleasure,
you.
Shantanu. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Have you been working too hard? Was the day
Not,
tiring?
I have been, but now it's a time to have some fun also. I have been. Now it's all
Okay.
materialized.
That's just
Yeah.
perfect then.
Yeah.
Congratulations, first of all, getting into
Thank you.
DigiCollect,
Tha-
right?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
How
And
is
to
it
all the
going?
support from the designers also, and to all the studies knowledge that we have got. I have gotten. And yeah, it had helped me. It has helped me. It's gonna help me.
Okay.
And this is
Sounds
all.
great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so kind of you to say that. But, I mean, tell us about yourself first.
Basically, as we already discussed, I'm Shantanu, and I hail from Agra. My hometown is Agra, the city of Taj, and then I moved to Bangalore in 2014 to pursue my MBA basically. And after MBA, I've got an opportunity with H&M to work as a visual merchandiser for them, and then I joined them, and I was there till 2022 March, like 6 months ago. And
Oh,
then yeah, so basically then I've decided to move out and pursue my career as a UX designer further. Yeah, so this
interesting.
is
So,
all
no,
about
no
me
more
in
discounts
short.
now.
No more.
Okay,
Yeah.
we missed out on that, but I'm sure you're in a better place now.
Yeah.
And okay, so how did DigiCollect happen? I mean, and how is it going there though?
Basically, I was always there on the LinkedIn and all the job portals, and I would see what all startups that are happening in India, and what all startups that have been there. And this is how, while browsing, exploring, I got to know about DigiCollect, and I happened to it was happened to have they have happened to have opportunity for a UX designer, and
Hmm.
I just applied there and got a call right after a week for the first HR discussion, and then it all went further from there.
So, what does DigiCollect do?
So basically, DigiCollect is a premier technology company, and that is established to develop a frontier technologies to different business solutions,
Okay,
maybe for healthcare and for infrastructure and for finance and etc. Yeah.
interesting. So, I mean, from the name, it sounds like they collect something. So, they collect payments, or
No,
what do they collect? What kind of
no, no.
solution?
They collect research. Maybe they do research. They collect data.
Oh,
Could be.
interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
DigiCollect. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So, do you want to share your experience? Like, how did you get to DigiCollect?
Sure, sure. So this is what my experience looked like from X to UX.
Hmm.
So yes, I as we discussed, I was working with H&M as a visual merchandiser, and I
Hmm.
was there up to 2022 March, and then I've joined a couple of weeks back DigiCollect.
Okay.
So we can just uh, yeah. So this was the application process. I applied through
I'm sure you
LinkedIn.
look like this.
I applied through LinkedIn, and then a week later I received a call and from the HR, and it was a normal, not even a normal discussion. The HR would try to get my experience, understand my experience, and yeah, that was it. You have to be very confident, and you have to put your all in this round in
Hmm.
order to proceed for further.
Okay.
So the one should take very seriously this first call.
After the HR call, like, how was the response from them, and what happened?
So basically, after HR call, yeah, I've got a update. Like I have been shortlisted for first technical round,
Hmm.
where there will be a senior UX designer who would be taking my interview. And
Okay.
then after my first technical round, I've got an assignment. Once it got shortlisted, I guess it took a day. They were very much quick in updates. They were very much quick in that was one of the very good part about DigiCollect. Updates were very quick. And
Interesting.
then when once the first round was over, I got an assignment, and I was given a time of 2 days, 48 hours. And then I submitted my assignment, and then it got shortlisted. And the final round happened with the manager in DigiCollect, the I guess last technical round. And then yeah, it was all. That was all. Then the selection, HR round, offer letter. Yeah. So you will have to have a patience to at least keep a 3 weeks of time when the
Yeah.
process is happening.
Right.
Yeah.
So all this happened in about 2 to 3 weeks, where you got your offer letter as well.
Yeah. I guess 3 weeks
3
altogether.
weeks altogether.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Which is good. I think which is good enough. I think if you
This is
can
good
complete
enough.
the
Yeah. This
process,
is good
which is
enough.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think which is pretty quick. For a lot of
Yeah.
companies, just take 3 weeks to get back. So
3 weeks. Yeah. Exactly. You don't even get a reply. So just
oh
don't lose hope there.
yeah,
Yeah.
those are the worst.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you go through this? Can you elaborate on the process?
So my assignment.
Yeah, like your technical round, and then how
So
did you go about it?
basically, these were few of the questions that I was asked. What is we must like people must have reading all these things in designers.
Right,
Heuristic evolution. They asked me to walk through my portfolio. There were a lot of questions from the portfolio from their side. And again, why did I switch to the industry? Why UX? And some questions related to what is qualitative quantitative research. Like we don't take these questions very seriously, but
right,
there are companies, like not all the companies would ask you, but there are companies, but you have to be ready with all the answers. And they would give you a hypothesis situation on the spot. They would just give you the situation and try to get your instinct or insight. How
right.
do you react on the situation in hand on
Hmm,
the spot? So this is
hmm,
all happen. And like how do you know if something is a problem in a need of solution? If something
hmm,
is a problem, how do you know, how do you rectify it as a problem?
hmm,
How do you know see a problem, what is a problem for you?
hmm,
All those things.
hmm,
And what was my design process, what is user journey mapping, all these
hmm.
questions. These are I would say few, but all the companies will have a different set of questions, so do not expect you will have a similar kind of questions, because
Of
I
course.
have not experienced maybe 2% of time, but 90% of the time there are different set of questions.
Hmm.
And you have to be ready for all the questions. Just do not even over prepare. Just go with the flow, be confident with what you are doing. Yeah.
Right. So they've asked you to walk through your portfolio, right? So
Portfolio,
what was
exactly.
your? I mean, how many projects did you have? Did you have the project which you did with Designers Academy, or did you have some self-initiated projects as well?
I had by this time I actually have somewhere around 6 to 7 projects,
Oh,
on
that's
or
great.
even more than that, 8 projects somewhere. So
Okay.
what I was doing, whatever assignment I used to get,
Right.
and not all the assignment will get through, right? So
Right.
I would just improvise in them, and I would just upload them, and it
That's, I
all
think, a brilliant approach, right? I mean,
yeah.
you solved a problem now, and then you've given that
Yes.
solution to a certain company. Why not just use that and make a
And put
portfolio? I mean, make a case study out of it in terms of how did you solve that problem, and that
exactly.
brings in into your portfolio. Very interesting.
Exactly. So this is how it happened. This is how I added up the portfolios, the projects in my Behance. Yeah.
Right. So
And
when
it
they
really
ask you,
helped me. Yeah.
it helped you. Okay, yeah. So that's what I was
Yeah.
just gonna ask. Like, when you added all of these, so okay, maybe they asked you to walk through your portfolio. So did they ask you to choose a few projects, and how did you choose them? And then
I
what
guess
did they
they
ask?
chose the project.
Oh, they
They
chose.
took the project, yeah, and
Oh,
they asked me
interesting.
to explain like what was my process
Hmm.
from beginning to end.
Hmm.
And that was all. Like it was a big project, and there were a lot many questions put up from there also. And you
Okay.
have to be ready with the answers. and you
Oh,
have to give a logical answers, and you just can't say I like it, and so that I choose this color because I like it.
right.
You
I have
can't you
I've
go.
had those people. I've interviewed people like that, and it's like, oh, this is what looked good. so
Yeah,
so that really doesn't work for a designer.
exactly. There has to be a reason about everything there.
So they were
Yeah,
looking for the whys you mentioned.
exactly.
Okay.
So
So
for
so
me, it used to be, I used to put a lot of effort because I come from a different domain, different background. And
right.
yeah, so I have to put up a lot of effort. And yeah, so I actually did a lot of hard work before getting, I'm still doing, but yeah, uh, all materialize in the end. You just have to have a
Okay.
patience. Yeah.
Interesting. So did you have to unlearn a lot of things before when you learned these things? Did you have to change your ways or your thought process in any way?
Uh, I wouldn't say I have to unlearn, but I have to, add few more things.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to learn so many other things that
Hmm.
that I wasn't aware about. So
Right.
I got to learn them with the assignments. So
Hmm.
something that I realized in interviews, that you barely would get, application to design an assignment. It's
Right.
gonna be mostly websites, responsives, dashboards. So
Hmm.
just keep practicing them. So this
Interesting.
was the assignment:
Right.
designing a web app for a parents to assign chores and rewards their children.
Okay.
So this was my assignment. So
So
basically, I had to create a platform where parents can assign a task
hmm.
to their children. So because these are most in cities like Bangalore, where both the parents are working, not
Okay.
just in Bangalore, in a lot of cities, there are a lot of cases like that. So
Interesting.
when parents are not around, your children will start misbehaving, and wouldn't
Okay.
understand if nobody is there to tell, to show them what is the right and wrong way. So they
Right.
will just learn and develop things. So this was the app designed for that, to solve this type of problem, where actually to uh, minimize the gap between parents and the children. So
Hmm.
how can we keep the children motivated to work, to learn by their own? Basic, that was the idea. When no one is around, how they are behaving, all
Hmm.
those things. So the idea
Interesting.
was to the parents should create a task, put a reward, and the reward would excite the children. Reward will always excite the children,
Hmm.
and once the task is completed, the children will get a reward. And reward could be anything. Let's say the child, wish to have a Lego set, or maybe a video game set. So the
Hmm.
parents would just put up a points, just raise these points to achieve Lego set. So you have to clear all those tasks, learn 3 words, or task could be anything. So that was the idea.
Interesting.
This
So
was
when
my idea to put up
so
from
this
the
assignment was
intuition.
given to you,
Yes,
but what was the span that was given to you
48
to work
hours.
on this? So this was 48 hours.
It was 48
So
hours. So
what
I
was the
got
48
it.
hours for you then? How did you go about in your 48 hours? What was your
So
process?
basically, I spend initial hours, about 6 to 7 hours or maybe 8 hours, to just not understand, to create a story, understand the problem exactly, and to create a story, like
Hmm.
uh, in current natural form, how it's happening, why children are misbehaving, why parents are not able to build a good strong connection with their children. So
Right.
I understand this, and I did my secondary research. And after doing all of those research, I found my journey. And then once the journey was found, I created the what you call a persona. And
Hmm.
then after persona, once the persona was created, it was easy to design. So
Hmm.
you have to create some hypothesis stories, and understand what is the current natural form, where parents are uh, putting a right behavior in their children.
Hmm.
Maybe to do a homework in time, they might put a sticker on fridge. You just wake up and do your homework in time. So this is the natural form right now. So how can we take this inspiration and make it available on a digital form? How can we just interlink in a digital form? So that was the idea. So you have to before jumping onto the design straight away, just
Right.
spend some good amount of time in your building up a stories, thinking of hypothesis, journey, and create persona, and then you go to the that is my process. That's my process. This is how I do. But yeah, there could be many.
Okay, so you spent a lot more time in terms of the research and defining your problem
Exactly,
statement.
defining my problem and empathize with the problem, understand the situation in current form. Yeah,
Okay, and then how much time did you think you spent on actually creating it?
I actually took complete 48 hours.
Yeah, and to actually create it as in like the design part.
The design part would have taken at least 10 hours, 8 to 10 to 12 hours, because I'm not exactly, I don't exactly remember, but I remember I was just sitting at one stretch from morning to night, something like that here.
Whoa. So it's a marathon
Yes,
or a designathon.
exactly. You have to be ready for this.
Interesting. So then you went on to submit your. So what were
Exactly.
the deliverables in this case?
Then I have to come up with the flows
Okay.
and responsive design and the dashboard
Okay. So they
that
were
I could
looking for
maybe
a
show you after
responsive
this.
design. So they specifically
Responsive
told
design.
you.
Exactly, they have told me.
Right. So they were looking for visuals though, or just the wireframes?
Both.
Both.
Both. Yeah.
Okay.
So I could show you after this call maybe.
Great. So you went on to deliver the deliverables, and then how did it go about from there?
I guess it took another 4 or 5 days. Like I would have submitted it in on Monday, and I would have gotten a reply or update by Thursday, I guess Thursday
Okay.
or Wednesday, that I have
Exciting.
been shortlisted and the application is further processed for the final technical round.
Oh.
Yeah. So then it had then final technical round happened, where I had to explain whatever I had prepared, what was my thought process, what was my approach, why did I do few things, what was the logic. Yeah, and be open for the feedback. You may feel ki why this people is asking or saying this is not right, but you have to be open for the feedback and listen patiently. Yeah, this is all I can say.
So you
That
got
was
some,
all. And
so you got some feedback also on that.
obviously,
No, I
I
mean,
had.
in interviews,
Yes, yes.
they kind of understand from you what was your thought process, but it might or might not end up the interviewer giving you a feedback on your assignment. So,
I had gotten a
but
feedback.
you
Yeah,
got some feedback,
I did get. Yeah.
which is good. I mean, some companies, I
Which
mean,
is good. Yeah,
yeah, which is good. Yeah. I mean, sometimes they just say, okay, great, okay, you did this, okay, next.
exactly.
So
At
it's good
least
if I think,
if I wouldn't have gotten selected, I would know if I.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah, which is rare, and I mean, which is good by companies if a company is
Exactly.
doing that. Great. Then what happened?
And then day after, I guess I've gotten a call that I've been selected for the role,
Okay.
and then yeah, offer letter further.
So it was just I mean 2 rounds essentially in terms of the technical,
3 rounds, two technical rounds,
two
three
technical,
including
right,
assignment. Yeah.
including the assignment. Okay.
Yes.
So
So
and
there
that's
was one HR round, and then first technical round, then assignment, and then the third technical round. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Where we were explaining the thought process
Thought
behind your
process.
solution. Oh,
Exactly.
great. I think this is great. I mean, the way you approached it, also, I think it's great. And then I think it was important for you to put in that energy, and I appreciate that you took that call that okay, I should resign and just go all in. So
Exactly.
before this, you were working as a visual merchandiser for
Merchandiser.
6 years
6 years.
with
6 years.
H&M only.
With H&M only.
Okay. And then after 6 years working with a single company, Then you thought, I'm going to change not just my company, but my field of work. Brilliant, Shantanu. Loved to hear you, loved hearing your story, loved how you made a leap and then how you changed your profile, and then love to hear about how did you made that breakthrough by doing enough research and being confident about believing in what you would want to do. Anything that you would want to add to our viewers in the end?
I guess just have fun in the process
Okay.
and learn design as much as you can. Do not just depend on one source to learn, and
Right.
just keep your self studies
Hmm.
and practice dashboards, practice websites,
Huh.
practice responsive designs, and yeah, read material guidelines. All these things will help you definitely.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because when you get your first assignment, when I got my first assignment, I
Hmm.
was just not sure how I'm gonna approach it, because it was a website and I had no idea like how it's gonna happen. Then I
Right.
started to read about it and research what are the best practices for the website, what are
Hmm.
the details, what are the guidelines, and
Hmm.
that's it. And then when I started to when I got my first assignment to create a dashboard, uh,
Hmm.
again I have to search, research,
Right.
done my research. How
Right.
does dashboard work?
Right.
And
Right.
then yeah, I basically, if I get a time of 2 days of time to work on assignment, the first day would go, or at least 6 to 7 hours would go in research
The
to
research phase,
understand. Yeah,
just to understand that bit. Amazing, amazing, Shantanu. But how was your experience learning at Designers Academy?
it was good. I mean, there are things that can
Did
be
it help?
added. It
Did it
has
help
helped
overall?
me. Exactly. Overall, it has helped me definitely, because as I told you, I have been doing it, but I was not aware about the right process, right approach.
Hmm.
I collect some information from some source, and I collected some information from some source. I had a basic idea by this time,
Hmm.
but it's from H&M. I just got a complete process from end to beginning. That was the major part from
Hmm.
designers. Yeah.
Right, right, right. Brilliant, Shantanu. Thank you so much for talking to us, and thank you for giving your time. And it was lovely talking to you and knowing about you.
Likewise, Atul. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for having me. And yeah, it was fun.
That's fine. All right. Take
Yeah.
care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
So guys, that was it for today. We hope you liked the crack story. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment section down below. If you like to see more videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Bye bye and take care.